Welcome to Just a Wrestling Fan. I'm Drew, and today I'm going to be reviewing NWA Powerrr. But before we get started, I'd like to remind you to share, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and hit that bell icon. Nick Atlas cuts a short but sweet promo. He addresses his issue with Tim Storm and said that he will be leaving still the champion after the main event. We then get a tag team match between the Dawsons versus Sal Rinauro and Billy Buck. It was a quick match with the Dawsons dominating and picking up the win with the double team power slam. After the match, the Dawsons says they are here to fight everyone and they are the guys you see and you run from. Before his match, Eli Drake cuts a promo and talked about how there's something different in the NWA. He also put the champions on notice and that he is in the hunt for gold. Eli Drake went on to face Caleb Conley, which was a very great and even match, with Caleb Conley making several pin attempts earlier on in the match, but was stopped in his tracks after attempting a springboard from the top rope, and Eli Drake got the knee up and then hit the gravy train for the win. Josephus then came out to the broadcast table looking for Tim Storm, but got James Storm instead. James Storm told Josephus to go back to his desk job and that he was a joke, and the two started to brawl. Then got an untitled match between Danny White and Mims versus Royce Isaac and Thomas Latimer. I can't remember his name. I remember him as Bram, but he's going by his real name. They're known as the Wildcards, and they are the current NWA Tag Team Champions. The Wildcards continued the trend of tag team dominance, destroying their opponents and finishing the match with a powerbomb and a pop-up German suplex for the win. After the match, David Marquez told the champs that the world is gunning for their belts. They were then confronted by Eddie Kingston and Homicide. The brawl continued between James Storm and Josephus, which turned into a quick match lasting only seconds, with James Storm super kicking Josephus and winning the match. We now got the main event between Tim Storm and Nick Atlas for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. At 54, Tim Storm shows that he still has it by basically controlling most of the match. Nick tried to get Tim in a figure four, but Tim would reverse it and apply a figure four of his own. Tim Storm pulled out all the stops, even doing moves outside of his comfort zone. He did a crossbody splash off the top rope. It wasn't perfect, but it was effective. Storm would shove Nick Atlas into the referee, give him a low blow, and then hit him with the perfect storm. But Atlas kicked out of the pin. Nick Atlas will eventually win the match via a roll-up. Overall, this was a great show, and they showed that they have a good tag team division, in my opinion. I did like all of the tag team matches, even the ones that were short. But the guys that they were trying to put over, I think they got those guys those guys were out there. They left a mark in my brain. I can actually, I want to see more. This was an overall good showing, especially for a show that's doing it in the old school ways. Now, I didn't grow up in the old school ways. I didn't start really getting into wrestling until the 90s. I know I was only born in the 80s, so I didn't really watch wrestling. I didn't start watching wrestling a lot until I was in my teens. So I didn't know about that era of wrestling. Thank you all for watching. If you can please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Oh, one more thing, hit that bell icon, and see you on the next one.